Welcome to the Maruti Suzuki family. Maruti Suzuki is India's largest automobile manufacturer for over 3 decades now. Maruti Suzuki has become the way of life for millions of Indians. It's a company which has revolutionized the way India has traveled. At Maruti Suzuki, customer delight is a habit. We would like to help you understand your car better and guide you to get the best out of it and keep it well maintained to serve you for the years to come. To help you understand this better, we have divided all points into various sections. They are exterior, interior, key utilities, safety, performance and car maintenance, and technology. Let us take you through each one of these one by one. The car comes with a pair of keys. The spare keys should be kept as a backup for situations when the first key gets lost. The key identification number is stamped on a metal tag which is provided with the keys. This should be also kept in a safe place as this number would be required to have new keys made. The car keys are also equipped with an immobilizer system which ensures that the car can be started with original keys, which has an electronic identification code programmed in it to avoid any chances of theft. The car can be unlocked and locked using the buttons on the smart key. This can be done manually as well by inserting the key in the keyhole of the doors and trunk lid for other variants. To lock a door from the inside of the vehicle, turn the lock knob forward and backward to unlock it. To lock a rear door from the outside of the vehicle, turn the lock knob forward and close the door. If the car is equipped with central door locking, the doors can be locked or unlocked by pressing the buttons provided on the driver's side of door trim. If the car is equipped with smart keys, one does not need to take the key out of the pocket or handbag to lock or unlock the door. The range for this function to activate is 2.5 feet. Stand at least 1 feet close and push the request switch provided on the driver and co-driver doors. The turn signal light will flash twice and siren will sound twice when unlocked and once when locked. The smart key also has the lock, unlock and trunk lid unlock button, which can be used to lock and unlock the car's boot. The same can also be opened by the tailgate unlatch switch as well. If the battery of smart key is down, the doors may not lock or unlock. In such a situation, the manual key stored inside the smart key can be used to lock and unlock the doors. This function helps in locating the vehicle. Push both of lock button and unlock button for more than 3 seconds simultaneously. The turn signal lights will blink for about 27.5 seconds and the siren will also sound for about 27.5 seconds simultaneously. To cancel the car locator function, press any button, lock or unlock on the smart key. The car locator function can also be cancelled by pressing the request switch on the driver or co-driver door handle while smart key is with you. To open the hood, pull the lever provided below the steering on the right-hand side. There are 2 levers at the right-hand side of the driver's side floor. One is to open the trunk lid and the other is to open the fuel lid. If equipped, the trunk lid can be opened by pressing the electromagnetic button provided at the rear trunk lid. For other variants, this could be done by using the keys as well. The new Dzire is equipped with LED projector headlamps, which not only makes it stylish but also provides sharp visibility during night driving, making it even safer than any other car in this segment. It also comes with auto headlamp feature which automatically switches on the headlamp as soon as it senses the darkness. The car also comes with LED daytime running lamps which make the car appear strikingly distinct even from a distance. To change a flat tire, place the vehicle on level hard ground, set the parking brakes firmly and turn on the hazard warning switch. The jack, wheel brace and jack handle are stored in the luggage compartment. To remove the spare tire, turn its bolt counterclockwise and place the wheel near the wheel being lifted. Position the jack vertically near the specified location and loosen the wheel nuts. Raise the jack by turning the jack handle clockwise until the jack head groove fits around the jacking bar beneath the car body. Continue to raise the jack slowly and smoothly until the tire clears the ground. The car should not be raised more than necessary. Next, remove the wheel nuts and wheel. Install the new wheel and replace the wheel nuts with their cone-shaped end facing the wheel. Tighten each nut properly by hand until the wheel is securely seated on the hub. Lower the jack and fully tighten the nuts in diagonally opposite manner with a wrench. If the car needs to be towed in an emergency situation, then it must be towed using a strong cable with the help of a towing hook provided in the car. It must be ensured that all the safety instructions are followed which are provided in the owner's manual before the car is towed. If in such a situation, best would be to call Maruti Suzuki's expert roadside assistance service at 1800-102-1800 or 1800-1800-180. To ensure safety for the passengers in the car, a medical kit is provided in the glove box to give first aid instantly for the passengers. The kit includes a bandage, gauze, cotton and ointment. Windows in the car can be opened by pressing the switch down or pulling up. For lower variants, this could be done using the handle provided at the doors. Pressing the windows for over a second would automatically roll down the window and vice versa for the driver's side. Similarly, pull the switch to roll up. The rear windows can be locked from rolling up and down for your children's safety using the lock or unlock button on the driver's side instrument panel. The driver's window is equipped with a pinching prevention function. When the window is being closed by the auto up feature, which allows you to close the window without holding the window switch in up position, the pinching prevention function detects a foreign object that is caught in the window and stops the window from closing to prevent damage. The rear view mirror can be adjusted by hand so as to see the rear of the vehicle in the mirror. To obtain the best view, adjust the mirror, set the selector tab to the day position and then move the mirror up, down or sideways by hand. When driving at night, move the selector tab to the night position to reduce the glare from the headlights of the vehicles behind the car. To adjust the outside rear view mirrors so you can see the side of the car in the mirrors, there is a switch to control the electric mirrors located on the driver's side instrument panel. The mirrors can be adjusted when the ignition switch is in the ACC or on position. To adjust the mirrors, move the selector switch to the left or right to select the mirror that needs to be adjusted. Press the outer part of the switch that corresponds to the direction in which the mirror has to be moved. Return the selector switch to the center position to help prevent unintended mirror movement. This could be done manually in other variants using the joystick. If equipped, the car's ORVMs could also be folded and unfolded using the folding switch to park the car in narrow space. The ORVMs come with integrated blinkers and lane change indication function. Tap the combi switch once and the lane change indicator will blink thrice to indicate that the lane is about to change. To adjust the steering wheel height up or down, push down the lock lever to unlock the steering column located under the steering column. Adjust the steering wheel to the desired height and lock the steering column by pulling up the lock lever. Try moving the steering wheel up and down and back and forth to make sure that it is securely locked in position. The adjustment lever for each front seat is located under the front of the seat. To adjust the seat position, pull up on the adjustment lever and slide the seat forward or rearward. After adjustment, try to move the seat forward and rearward to ensure that it is securely latched. To adjust the seat back angle of front seats, pull up the lever on the outboard side of the seat. Move the seat back to the desired position and release the lever to lock the seat back in place. The seat height, if equipped, can be adjusted by pumping the lever up or down, provided on the right-hand side of the seat. For the safety of the driver and the passengers, it is advised to wear a seat belt. If the driver forgets to do so, the car will give a buzzer sound to the driver along with the blinking of the seat belt indicator light on the instrument cluster. In the instrument cluster, the tachometer tells you that on what RPM your car's engine is operating, and the speedometer tells you on what speed your car is running. There are various light indicators on the instrument cluster. When the ignition mode is on, fuel gauge gives an approximate indication of the amount of fuel in the fuel tank. F stands for full and E stands for empty. If the low fuel warning light comes on, fill the fuel tank immediately. There is an option to change the brightness of the instrument cluster lights on your own. Turn the indicator selector knob clockwise to increase the brightness and turn the indicator selector knob counterclockwise to reduce the brightness of the instrument cluster lights. The brake system warning light comes on briefly when the ignition switch is turned to on position or the engine switch is pressed to change the ignition mode to on. The anti-lock brake light comes on briefly when the ignition switch is turned to the on position to indicate that the light is working. If the light stays on or suddenly displays while driving, there may be something wrong with the ABS. In such a case, it is recommended that the vehicle should be taken to the nearest Maruti Suzuki service center. When the ignition switch is turned to on position or the engine switch is pressed to change the ignition mode to on, this light blinks or comes on for several seconds, so you can check that the light is working. On the instrument cluster, the malfunction indicator light comes on when the ignition switch is turned to the on position and goes out when the engine is started to let you know that the emission control system is working fine. If the malfunction indicator light comes on or blinks when the engine is running, then there is damage in the emission control system. In such a situation, it is advised to take the vehicle to your authorized Maruti Suzuki workshop to have the damage fixed. The electric power steering light comes on when the ignition switch is turned to the on position and goes out when the engine is started. If this light comes on while driving, the power steering system may not work properly. Have the system inspected by your authorized Maruti Suzuki workshop. When the ignition switch is turned to the on position, the oil pressure light comes on. and goes out when the engine is started. The light will come on and remain on if there is insufficient oil pressure. If the light comes on when driving, pull off the road as soon as you can and stop the engine. Check the oil level and add oil if necessary. If there is enough oil, the lubrication system should be inspected by the authorized Maruti Suzuki workshop before the vehicle is driven again. The charging light on the instrument cluster indicates that there is something wrong with the battery charging system. If in the instrument cluster the immobilizer system light blinks when the ignition is on, it means there is something wrong with the immobilizer system. When the ignition switch is turned to on position or the engine switch is pressed to change the ignition mode to on, this light comes on briefly so you can check that the light is working. The turn signal indicator lights blink when the stalk provided below the steering wheel are used while turning the car to left or right. Using hazard warning button will turn both indicators on. These lights should be used while parking the car on a highway or on a road where the traffic is moving. These can also be used in case of breakdown of the car. On the instrument cluster, the door opening warning light will remain on until all the doors including trunk lid is completely closed. If any door is open when the vehicle is moving, there will be a ding sound to remind you to close all doors properly. The low fuel warning light indicates low fuel. Immediately look for the nearest fuel station to avoid any inconvenience. The high beam indicator light is visible on the instrument cluster when the headlight's main beam is switched on. The front fog light shows that front fog lights are on. If the fuel filter warning light appears while driving, there is a possibility of water in the fuel. The glow plug indicator for diesel engine only switches on for 2 seconds to increase the temperature, enough to start the engine. If this light comes on when depressing the brake pedal for auto gear shift vehicles or the clutch pedal for manual transaxle vehicles, you can start the engine. The gear shift indicator for auto gear shifts model guides you when to upshift or downshift the gear, thus resulting in better mileage and engine life. Also helps to reduce the cost of maintenance. Gear position indicator for auto gear shift models indicates the currently engaged gear that is active in the car. The seat belt reminder indicates and makes continuous buzzer sound to remind you to wear the seat belts. It has 5 different information display menu. Display A. Clock shows the time. To change the time indication, push the trip meter selector knob and the indicator selector knob together. To change the hour indication, turn the indicator selector knob left or right repeatedly when the hour indication blinks. To change the hour indication quickly, turn and hold the indicator selector knob. To set the hour indication, push the indicator selector knob and the minute indication will flash. To change the minute indication, turn the indicator selector knob left or right repeatedly when the minute indication blinks. To change the minute indication quickly, turn and hold the indicator selector knob. To set the minute indication, push the indicator selector knob. You can also select the 12 or 24-hour format through setting mode. Display B. Thermometer indicates the outside temperature. Display C. Keyless push start system remote controller battery consumption warning indicator for vehicles with keyless push start system. Display D. Gear position indicator for auto gear shift vehicles if equipped and gear shift indicator if equipped. Display E. Displays instantaneous fuel consumption, average fuel consumption and driving range when toggled. The trip meter knob can be used to measure the distance travelled on short trips or between fuel stops. Pushing the indication selector knob displays the desired information like instantaneous fuel consumption, average fuel consumption and driving range. To operate the setting mode, push the trip meter selector knob to switch the information display indication to the odometer. Then push and hold the indicator selector knob until the display shows clock. Turn and push the indicator selector knob to select a function that you want to set up according to the chart. Turn and push the indicator selector knob to register settings of the following functions. For clock, time indication of clock. For door, central door locking system if equipped, automatic door locking system if equipped, automatic door unlocking system if equipped, door locking and unlocking siren if equipped. For lights, additional flashes of turn signal system. Guide, lighting time of the two-car function if equipped, lighting time of the two-home function if equipped. For security, you can enable and disable the shock sensor, pre-warning sensitivity of the shock sensor, full blast warning sensitivity of the shock sensor. Set to default settings and exit. There are various control and switches around the dashboard and steering. To switch on the lights, turn the knob at the right-hand side below the steering. There are 4 positions. The first is off. The second position is for auto mode, which automatically turns on the light whenever darkness is sensed. The third switches on the front parking lights, number plate lights, tail lamps and instrument cluster lights together. The fourth position of the lever activates the headlights. To activate the front fog light, twist the fog light switch and push the lever upward and downwards to activate turn signals. To turn the windshield wipers on, move the lever down to one of the 3 operating positions. In the int position, the wipers operate intermittently. The int position is very convenient for driving in mist or light rain. In the low position, the wipers operate at a steady low speed. In the high position, the wipers operate at a steady high speed. To turn off the wipers, move the lever back to the off position. Move the lever up and hold it to the mist position. The windshield wipers will turn on continuously at low speed. To spray windshield washer fluid, pull the lever towards you. Headlight beam should be leveled according to the load condition in the car. This can be done by adjusting the switch when the headlights are on. To turn on the air conditioning system, set the blower speed selector to a position other than off and push in the AC switch. With this AC switch operation, an indicator light will come on when the air conditioning system is on. Push the AC switch again. To turn off the air conditioning system, to activate head-cooled and feet-warmed heating feature, select bi-level and fresh air, the temperature selector to the desired temperature position, and the blower speed selector to the desired blower speed position. Unless the temperature selector is in the fully cold position or fully hot position, the air that comes out of the center and side outlets will be cooler than the air that comes out of the floor outlets. For normal cooling, set the airflow selector to ventilation, the temperature selector to the desired temperature position, and the blower speed selector to the desired blower speed position, and turn on the AC switch. Setting the blower speed selector to a higher blower speed position increases cooling efficiency. You can switch the air intake selector to either fresh air or recirculated air as you desire. Choosing recirculated air increases cooling efficiency. For natural ventilation, select ventilation and fresh air, the temperature selector to the desired temperature position, and the blower speed selector to off. Fresh air will flow through the vehicle during driving. For forced ventilation, select ventilation and fresh air, the temperature selector to the desired temperature position, and the blower speed selector to a position other than off. For normal heating using outside air, select heat and fresh air, the temperature selector to the desired temperature position, and the blower speed selector to the desired blower speed position. Setting the blower speed selector to a higher blower speed position increases heating efficiency. For quick heating using recirculated air, select heat and recirculated air. If you use this heating method for an extended period of time, the air in the vehicle can become contaminated and the windows can become misty. Therefore, use this method only for quick heating and change to the normal heating method as soon as possible. To operate the auto AC, push the auto switch and turn the temperature selector to the desired temperature. The blower speed will vary automatically as the climate control system maintains the selected temperature. Please note that if you turn the temperature selector until high or low appears on the display, the climate control system will operate at the maximum heating or cooling. The temperature of the air from the outlets may change suddenly while low or high is displayed, but this is normal. To turn the climate control system off, push the off switch. It is extremely convenient to start and stop the engine by just pressing the push button. You could keep the smart key in your pocket. This not only prevents the loss of key, but also is hassle-free during night as you don't have to look for the key slot in the dark. There is a massive boot space in the car to make the trips to the outstation with friends and family fun and convenient. Apart from this, there are other storage spaces as well for your convenience, like glove box, a bottle holder which are there on all four doors, a cup holder on floor console, rear armrest cup holder, co-driver seat back pocket, ticket holder, and a unique rear mobile pocket. Cabin light and map lamps are given so that you could have visibility in the dark inside the car. Other utility features include 2 accessory sockets, vanity mirror, and foldable assist grip. Guide Me light has 2 functions of 2 home and 2 car for improving visibility in the dark. 2 home function. Even after you leave the car, the ground will be illuminated for a short while with this function. You can turn on the front position lights and the headlights in the low beam settings for about 10 seconds after the engine switch is pressed to change the ignition mode to off. To set the function, turn the lighting switch to auto position. Press the engine switch to change the ignition mode to off. Pull the lighting control lever towards you once and open the driver's side door within 60 seconds. Or pull the lighting control lever towards you once while the driver's side door is open. To cancel the function, perform any of the following operations. Pull the lighting control lever towards you once. Change the ignition mode to ACC or on by pressing the engine switch. Turn the lighting switch to any other position than auto position. Please note that when the 2-home is functioning, the front fog lights and the headlights in high beam are not turned on. Lighting time of the 2-home function can be changed on the information display. 2-car function. Before you get in the vehicle, the ground will be illuminated for a short while to easily lead the driver to the vehicle. If unlock button of the keyless push start system remote controller is pressed while the lighting switch is positioned in auto, the front position lights and the headlights in the low beam are turned on for 10 seconds. To cancel the function, lock the doors by using the keyless push start system remote controller or the request switch on the driver or co-driver door handle or the key in the driver's door lock. Change the ignition mode to ACC or on by pressing the engine switch. Turn the lighting switch to any other position than auto position. Please note that when the 2-car is functioning, the front fog lights and the headlights in high beam are not turned on. Lighting time of the 2-car function can be changed on the information display. The rear AC vents are a boon to the passengers sitting in the rear seat. The small but important utility feature makes Dzire a desirable sedan. The hazard warning switch should be pushed to warn other drivers of possible risk of traffic hazard when the vehicle is parked in case of emergency like flat tire or breakdown. In case of vehicle breakdown or during emergency stopping, the vehicle can become a possible traffic hazard. If in such a situation, first activate the hazard warning lamps, then take out the warning triangle which is provided in the car and carefully remove it from its cover. Open both the reflector arms and lock the arms with each other with the help of the clip provided in the right arm. Open the bottom stand in counterclockwise direction and position the warning triangle on the road behind the vehicle on a plane surface at an approximate distance of 50 to 100 meters, free from any obstacles so as to warn the approaching traffic. It should be ensured that the reflecting side of the triangle should face the oncoming traffic. Both rear doors of the car come with child lock function. They should be used whenever children are traveling in the car. Once child lock is engaged, the doors cannot be opened from inside. This will ensure their safety. When the rear window is misted, push the switch to clear the mist from the window. An indicator light will be lit when this function is switched on. The rear defogger will work only when the engine is on. To turn the defogger switch off, push the switch again. This will ensure safety while driving in foggy conditions. It is advised to always set the parking brake fully before leaving your vehicle, or it may move, causing injury or damage. When parking the vehicle, check that the gear shift lever is in one of the following modes: first gear or reverse for manual gearbox cars, D, M or R for auto gear shift vehicles. Also, check the instrument cluster to make sure that the transaxle is engaged in 1 or R position. It is important to remember, Even though the transaxle is in gear, one must set the parking brake fully. Never drive the vehicle with the parking brake on, as it may result in reduction of rear brake effectiveness because of overheating. Also, the life of the tire may get shortened, and it can also result in permanent damage of the brake. If the parking brake does not hold the vehicle securely or does not fully release, have the vehicle inspected immediately by an authorized Maruti Suzuki workshop. The security system is armed after you lock all doors, including engine hood and trunk lid, by using the keyless push-start system remote controller or request switch on the driver and co-driver door handle. Once the system is armed, any attempt to open a door by using any other means than the keyless push-start system remote controller or open the engine hood will cause the alarm to be triggered. These means include the following: the key, the lock knob on a door, the central door locking switch, and the trunk lid unlatch button if equipped. Also, in case that you have set the shock sensor to enable state and set sensitivity of the pre-warning function and full blast warning function to a level other than 0, the warning will be triggered in case of any attempt to tamper with the vehicle. To set the shock sensor, ask a Maruti Suzuki dealer or use the setting mode of the information display. Lock all doors, including engine hood and trunk lid, using the keyless push-start system remote controller or request switch on the driver and co-driver door handle. When the system is armed, the indicator continues to blink at intervals of approximately 2 seconds. Unlock the doors using the keyless push-start system remote controller or request switch. The security system indicator will go out, indicating that the security system is disarmed. Should the alarm be triggered accidentally, unlock the doors using the keyless push-start system remote controller or request switch on the driver and co-driver door handle. Or in case of emergency, press the push-start button to change the ignition mode to on. If the alarm was triggered and you then turn the ignition mode to on, the security system indicator will blink rapidly for about 8 seconds, and a buzzer will beep 4 times during this period. If this happens, check whether the vehicle has been broken into while you were away from it. If any of the doors or trunk or tailgate is opened without unlocking by the keyless push-start system remote controller or request switch, all turn signal lights start to blink and the interior buzzer beeps intermittently. After 5 seconds, the siren will sound for about 27.5 seconds. The security system indicator continues to blink during this time. If the engine hood is opened, all turn signal lights blink, and the siren sounds for about 27.5 seconds. The security system indicator continues to blink during this time. Dzire is equipped with the lower anchorages in the rear seat outboard seating positions for securing an ISO fixed type of child restraints with the connecting bars. The lower anchorages are located where the rear of the seat cushion meets the bottom of the seat back. Install the ISO fixed type child restraint system according to the instructions provided by the child restraint system manufacturer. After installation, try moving the child restraint system in all directions, especially forward, to check that connecting bars are securely lashed to the anchorage. The driver airbag is located behind the center pad of the steering wheel, and if equipped, the front passenger's airbag is located behind the passenger's side of the dashboard. The conditions in which the front airbag will deploy are in situations of frontal collisions with a fixed wall that does not move or deform in more than 25 km per hour, in collisions like the previous collision but at an angle of about 30 degrees or less from the front. Conditions which may lead the front airbag to inflate are on receiving a strong impact to the lower body of the vehicle, if the vehicle hits the curb or medial strip, if the vehicle falls into a deep hole or ditch, and if it lands hard or falls. For more details, please refer to the owner's manual. Also note that having an airbag alone does not guarantee complete safety. It is absolutely essential that the driver and passengers wear their seat belts at all times. Persons who are not wearing seat belts have a much greater risk of injury if an accident occurs. Make a regular habit of buckling your seat belt before putting the key in the ignition. For the safety of the drivers and other passengers, high beams should be used when driving on a highway and low beams should be used when driving in the city. Fog lamps should be used in foggy conditions for ultimate safety. As soon as you engage in reverse gear, the rear parking camera with sensors will automatically come into action. This helps to park the car accurately and safely. Though there is a switch to turn it off and on, it is advised to always use it. During winters or rainy season, windscreen gets fogged from inside. To remove that, turn the knob to the heater side. Select the fresh air mode and select the direction of air towards the windscreen. Ensure that you stop the car and pull it aside on the road before activation. There are many other safety features to ensure your family's safety, like adjustable head restraints, high-mounted stop lamps to warn trailing traffic whenever you apply brakes, crumple zones, and side impact beams. If equipped, ABS with EBD and brake assist system to ensure shorter braking distance and allows swerving to avoid collision even when brakes are fully applied. It is important to ensure these points right before you start a trip. Correct tire pressure as prescribed in the owner's manual. It is also guided on the placard at the driver's side door opening area. Proper fuel level. All lights and instruments functional. No red or orange warning indicator on instrument cluster when engine is turned on. When you start the engine, pull the parking brake down by pressing the button with your thumb and then drive. The Dzire is a real pleasure to drive. However, to ensure the best driving experience, safety and performance, you need to take care of a few points, which are: after starting, do not race the engine. Warm it up gradually. Start off from the first gear slowly and avoid full throttle starts. Do not ride the brakes by applying them continuously or resting your foot on the brake pedal. This will result in overheating of the brake, which could cause unpredictable braking action, longer stopping distances, or permanent brake damage. These points will not only improve the performance and life of your car, but will also improve the fuel efficiency. In situations where you have to wait for more than a minute while you are parked, stop the engine and start it again when you are ready to move. Sudden acceleration while standing still or even while driving will consume additional fuel and will also shorten engine's life. Keep the speed of the car as constant as the road and the traffic conditions permits. Do remember to follow the speed limit defined by the traffic authorities as well. If the air filter is clogged with dust, there will be greater intake resistance, resulting in decreased power output and increased fuel consumption. Hence, it should be cleaned at regular intervals. The heavier the load, more fuel the car will consume. Take out any unnecessary luggage or cargo to make the car lighter. For more driving and safety tips, please refer to the owner's manual carefully. Keeping your car in a perfect condition by conducting periodic inspections, timely service, and maintenance has many benefits. Safety for you and your family, constantly good driving experience, constant performance of the car, low maintenance cost, longer life of the engine and the car itself, resulting in better resale value. To begin with, let's see how we can inspect a few things under the hood. Be careful that you do not open the bonnet or hood when the engine is running or is hot. You can inspect the level of all liquid additives like brake fluid, coolant, wiper washer water by looking at the minimum and maximum level marks embossed on the reservoirs. To check the engine oil level, pull out the dipstick and wipe once with a clean cloth. Insert the dipstick again and pull out. The dipstick has minimum and maximum level indicated and will let you know the current level of engine oil. Always ensure that the level is maintained between these marks. If not, contact the nearest Maruti Suzuki authorized service workshop. To check the condition of air filters or spark plugs for dirt and carbon deposits, you can always visit the nearest Maruti Suzuki authorized service workshop. It is possible to do it by yourself by following the instructions in the owner's manual as well. It is highly recommended that you must read the periodic maintenance schedule provided in your owner's manual carefully and follow it. This will not only guide you about your service schedule but will also help to maintain the warranty of your car. Family safety is of utmost importance while traveling. Dzire is high on safety thanks to its hard-tech body design, which ensures the force of impact is distributed throughout the body, keeping the passengers safe like in a cocoon. Dzire is equipped with auto gear shift, which makes it easy to drive the car in heavy traffic conditions without any fatigue, because it doesn't need to use the clutch every time you change the gears. The auto gear shift systems run automatically and you may hear an operating noise. This sound does not indicate a malfunction. Here are the simple guidelines to use them. The light will come on to indicate that you need to depress the brake pedal when the gear is in N position. It is important to remember the engine cannot be started unless the gear shift lever is in the N position and the brake pedal is depressed. Then you can select either the drive or D mode or the manual or M mode. Since this vehicle controls clutch operations electronically in either mode, you do not need to operate the clutch. The car has a creeping function that helps your car to start smoothly by engaging the clutch. When the gear shift lever is in any of the positions D, M or R and you release your foot from the brake pedal, the vehicle moves slowly without depressing the accelerator pedal. The creeping function will be disabled if you depress the brake pedal or pull up the parking brake lever. creep is not possible in manual mode with second gear engaged. Dear customer, thank you for watching this video. We hope that you will surely benefit with the general knowledge of these functionalities, upkeep, and tips to get the best out of your car. We will insist that you still read your owner's manual for detailed information and more tips. For now, you're ready to have a wonderful experience with your Maruti Suzuki car.